Imagine for a moment a universal library, one that contains every single piece of information that ever was, is, or, well, could be.
Or maybe picture it like a cosmic Wi-Fi network.
Exactly. A cosmic Wi-Fi holding the blueprint of existence just flowing all around us. Invisible, but maybe profoundly accessible.
What if you could just tap into that source of ultimate knowledge?
It's a concept that really stirs the imagination, doesn't it?
It really does. And it's this foundational idea that stretches way back from ancient spiritual wisdom right into, well, the cutting edge of modern physics.
Absolutely. And that's precisely what we're digging into today. Welcome, everyone, to a deep dive into the Akashic Records.
Our mission really is to explore this captivating idea.
Yeah, what are these records? How have people understood them across millennia? And crucially, how do some believe we can access them for, profound insights, healing, even personal growth?
We'll try to bridge that gap, right? From the ancient mysticism to some pretty compelling modern scientific theories and even some astonishing real-world stories.
And what's really intriguing, I think, is that this isn't just tucked away in old esoteric texts or, purely spiritual practices.
No, not at all. This concept has genuinely captivated some brilliant minds, people like the visionary Nikola Tesla, even Nobel Prize-winning physicists.
It really points to this fascinating convergence, doesn't it? Ancient intuition meeting contemporary scientific exploration.
It really does.
Okay, so let's try and unpack this foundational concept then. When we talk about the Akashic Records, what are we actually defining? What is it?
Well, at its core, figures like Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, he described them essentially as the universe's ultimate information hub.
A supercomputer, almost.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
A central repository. But not physical, like a building, more like a pervasive field of energy.
Okay.
And this field holds everything. Past, present, future knowledge of all things. And it manifests everywhere, all at once.
So less like a literal library you walk into, and more like that cosmic Wi-Fi idea we started with. Invisible, but always there.
Precisely. It's omnipresent. The idea is, if you can attune your consciousness, sort of tune into the right frequency,
Right.
you can access this infinite wellspring of information. It's like, how we use Wi-Fi for the internet. You don't see the network itself,
No.
but you know it's there, offering vast data if you connect the right way.
And the name itself, Akasha, where does that come from?
Ah, right. Akasha is Sanskrit.
Okay.
It primarily translates to ether or space. It denotes this really subtle, all-pervasive medium, a foundational element in their cosmology.
And the term Akashic Records, is that ancient too?
No, the specific term is actually more recent. It was coined, believe it or not, in 1883.
Oh, really?
Yeah, by a writer named Alfred Percy Sennett in his book Esoteric Buddhism. He proposed that these universal records physically exist within this realm of Akasha.
So Sennett coins the term late 19th century, but the underlying idea was that around much earlier, did ancient cultures talk about something similar?
Oh, absolutely. That's a great question. References to a sort of universal knowledge field, they appear thousands of years earlier.
Like where?
Well, in ancient Hindu scriptures, for example, the Mahabharata, the Puranas,
Mm-hmm.
they talk about the Vedic sage Narada.
Narag.
Yeah, tradition holds that Narada could transcend ordinary consciousness, gather knowledge, wisdom directly from what they called the Akasha, basically accessing essential truths embedded in the fabric of the cosmos.
Okay, so India has these ancient roots. Was it elsewhere too? Other ancient civilizations?
Definitely. Another major figure often linked to accessing this kind of knowledge is the ancient Egyptian deity Thoth.
Thoth, or Hermes Trismegistus, right?
Exactly. Same figure, essentially.
Okay.
Before he was seen as a god, Thoth was considered the first great Egyptian philosopher, the founder of their ancient mystery schools.
Okay.
And he's said to have received profound wisdom during meditative trances. He supposedly wrote over 40 books, including the famous Emerald Tablet, the Book of Thoth. The Egyptians credited his vast knowledge to direct communication with the gods. Eventually, they even elevated him to god status. It really suggests a shared ancient understanding,
Yeah.
of an accessible universal intelligence.
These ancient accounts are just captivating. But, okay, for many people listening, the next logical question is proof. Does any of this stand up to modern scientific scrutiny?
Hmm.
Are there contemporary ideas that echo these ancient feelings, or is it all just, mysticism.
And that's always the challenge, isn't it, when you're dealing with phenomena that, well, defy our ordinary senses and measurement tools.
Right.
Nikola Tesla famously said something like, "The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in one decade than in all the previous centuries." And while we can't just, put the Akashic records under a microscope in the way we define proof today, contemporary science is exploring concepts that are remarkably parallel.
Okay, so this is where someone like Dr. Ervin Laszlo comes in, the futurist, Nobel Prize nominee.
Exactly. Dr. Laszlo, after years studying electromagnetic fields, gravitational fields, he proposed the existence of what he calls the Akashic field, or sometimes the A field.
The A field, okay.
And his work builds on something called quantum zero-point energy.
Right, I've heard of that. That's established physics, isn't it?
It is. It's a radiation field, first theorized by Einstein, actually. Now it's solidly established in theoretical physics. It exists everywhere throughout the universe, even in what we think of as empty space.
We can detect its effects even if we can't see it directly.
Precisely. We know it's there. Now, Laszlo's really groundbreaking idea, his hypothesis, is that this zero-point energy doesn't just carry physical information about the universe. It also carries intellectual information.
Intellectual information, like
Again,
thoughts, ideas.
Kind of. Theoretical physicists talk about zero-point energy as this pervasive sea of invisible quantum energy waves. The idea is that space itself, the very fabric of it, is made of this energy and information.
And this information travels.
It propagates across the universe via these quantum waves.
Yeah. The huge insight here is that if the universe is fundamentally this sea of intelligent information, maybe our brains are actually wired to tap into it.
Exactly. That's the implication. All intelligent life, human brains, potentially even, extraterrestrial intelligences might have this inherent ability to tap into these quantum waves and receive information.
Wow.
So this idea that we can access an intelligent informational field with our consciousness. It isn't just some fringe pseudoscience, according to this view. It's a concept finding real echoes, even potential corroboration, at the leading edges of scientific thought.
That is a powerful claim. And it connects to other big names too, right? Like Richard Feynman, another Nobel laureate.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Nearly 2 decades before Laszlo really brought the A-field concept forward, Richard Feynman published his huge work, The Strange Theory of Light and Matter.
Right.
And Feynman explored this idea that electrons, even the ones inside our brains, could be activated and informed by quantum waves,
Reluctantly.
influencing our thoughts, our subconscious.
And he talked about quantum entanglement too, which is famously weird.
Oh, totally mind-bending. He discussed entanglement theory, how subatomic particles can affect each other instantaneously, no matter the distance.
Oh, wait, faster than light?
Which suggests information can travel vast distances with 0 time delay. Now think about it. Our brains generate electrical activity. That activity creates radiation.
So theoretically, a sensitive receiver could pick it up.
Theoretically. And, fascinatingly, other minds, maybe elsewhere, could also be sending such waves.
So in this view, our brains are basically sophisticated receivers, like biological radios.
That's kind of the picture Feynman painted. His work on the quantum field led him to infer something really wild, that an electron in our brain receiving signals from the past,
Oh.
well, it must also receive waves from the future to compensate.
Right, from the future.
Yeah. It implies every electron in our brain acts as a receiver, potentially tuning into information across time, which aligns incredibly well with what Tesla said. Remember, my brain is only a receiver.
In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration.
Yeah, wow.
I've not penetrated into the secrets of this core, but I know that it exists. It's almost the same idea expressed differently.
So what's the really profound implication of all this science stuff, then, for how we understand consciousness where knowledge comes from?
Well, the implication is pretty groundbreaking. If information can genuinely traverse the universe instantaneously, intelligent civilizations, maybe even just collective consciousness fields, could send complex data to us via these quantum waves.
So what we perceive as sudden insights, visions.
Exactly, those apparent visions,
Right.
maybe inexplicable insights. One source described it as potentially being nothing more complex than a radio broadcast, or maybe a form of thought transference happening through this Akashic record field itself.
It really challenges the whole notion of where our ideas even originate.
Makes you look at every aha moment totally differently. And speaking of those apparent visions, that inexplicable knowing, Let's look at some extraordinary human examples, people who seem to have accessed this universal field. Starting with Baba Vanga.
Ah, Baba Vanga, yes. A really remarkable case from more recent history, sometimes called the Nostradamus of the Balkans.
Okay.
Back in 1923, she was just a 12-year-old Bulgarian peasant girl, Vangelia, caught in a terrible tornado, tragically blinded.
Yeah.
They tried operations, but her sight was gone, permanently.
What a tragic start, but then something happened. She developed some kind of ability.
Yes. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, Vangelia started developing this striking ability to predict future events, offering these remarkably accurate revelations for people in her community.
Hmm.
By the 1980s, everyone knew her as Baba Vanga, Grandmother Vanga. She'd given thousands of predictions by then, many incredibly precise.
And how did she describe it? What was her experience?
She claimed she could see a person's entire life
Yeah.
just play out in her mind's eye, like watching a movie, from birth to death.
Wow. And her predictions were accurate, especially considering she had no formal education, no access to modern news or information.
Astonishingly accurate, many sources say, which is why she drew attention from, prominent politicians, even scientists from the Eastern Bloc back then.
Can you give some examples?
Well, she apparently predicted Stalin's death, which actually got her thrown in prison for a bit.
Oh.
And later, things like 9/11, the Chernobyl nuclear explosion, the massive 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, even the sinking of the Russian submarine Kursk.
That's specific and hard to explain conventionally.
It really is. It strongly suggests she was retrieving information from somewhere beyond the normal sensory world. It's almost as if her physical blindness opened up other channels of perception.
Like a modern parallel to the ancient prophets, which naturally brings us to the original Nostradamus of the Balkans, Nostradamus himself.
Right, Nostradamus, another historical figure widely believed to have tapped into these universal records or something very much like them.
Famous for his quatrains, predicting things like
The Great Fire of London in 1666, the French Revolution. Some interpretations even point to the rise of Adolf Hitler. He himself claimed his methods involved a mix of things: ancient Greek oracles, Christian mysticism, maybe elements of Kabbalah.
and his view of time itself. It sounds very similar to this idea of an omnipresent information field, where everything's already recorded somehow.
Exactly. Nostradamus was one of the first we have record of describing what he called a divine state, a state where time wasn't linear, past, present, future, but where it was all happening at once,
All simultaneous.
intertwined into a single existence. And that perspective is echoed by many people who claim prophetic abilities. They often say they aren't seeing into the future, but rather tapping into a shared layer of reality where all temporal information just is, simultaneously.
This idea of simultaneous access, it makes me think about those baffling moments in history. When multiple people invent or discover the exact same thing independently, often continents apart.
Yes, like Einstein.
Right. Einstein claimed his biggest ideas, like relativity, just came out of nowhere.
He did. He described the genesis of those huge breakthroughs as ideas that simply arrived fully formed in an instant. From an outside source, he felt, like the insight just flashed into his mind.
And this isn't just anecdote, right? This phenomenon of simultaneous invention, it's been documented.
Oh, yeah, it's remarkably well documented. There were two Columbia University sociologists, William Ogburn and Dorothy Thomas. They published a paper citing 148 separate instances
148.
where two or more individuals working completely independently came up with the same groundbreaking innovation or theory at almost the exact same time.
Examples.
Well, Einstein's relativity, as we mentioned, was almost simultaneously preceded by the theoretical physicist Henri Poincaré. Or think about the radio developed by both Nikola Tesla and Guglielmo Marconi around the same period. Calculus, the light bulb, lots of examples.
It's just baffling, though. How did people on different continents, different cultures, zero contact, come up with the same revolutionary idea at the same time? It seems to defy conventional explanations of how knowledge spreads.
It really does. And it leads to this compelling hypothesis, doesn't it? That maybe as our collective consciousness evolves, certain vital knowledge gets released or downloaded into a collective field of information.
Like the Akashic field.
Potentially. And as a result, maybe millions of people who are receptive, who are sort of tuned in, are able to receive it and express it. It's almost as if certain insights become available when humanity, collectively, is ready for them, accessed by those who happen to be tuned to that emerging awareness.
And there are even more esoteric examples out there, right? Like I read about Suju Zhen from China, who supposedly could just describe anyone's life history just by knowing their first name.
Indeed. Stories like that, well, harder to verify maybe, they underline this core idea.
Yeah.
An accessible, universal information field that potentially contains incredibly detailed biographical data.
It points to this profound interconnectivity that just challenges our normal understanding of how knowledge is acquired, how it's stored.
It's a reminder, I think, that there might be layers of reality, layers of information that we're only just beginning to even guess at, let alone comprehend.
Okay, so we've explored this grand universal information field. We've seen these incredible examples, prophets, scientists, inventors, people who seem to access it. But what about me? What about the average person? Is this connection reserved only for these extraordinary individuals?
And this is where the concept becomes really deeply personal
Mm.
and honestly profoundly empowering.
Okay.
Because according to many spiritual beliefs, the Akashic Record isn't just some vast universal database out there. It's also known as the Book of Life for you, for the individual soul.
My book of life.
Yes. The idea is that it contains every single thought, word, intent, emotion, and deed of your soul from its very point of origin, right up until the end of time.
Wow. That's everything. A complete living record of my unique journey.
And even more than just the data, this field, this record, is said to hold the deepest meanings, the connections between all those pieces of information about you. It encompasses your soul's purpose, your divine callings, your inherent talents, your core lessons you're here to learn.
So the information in my record is unique to me, like a spiritual fingerprint.
Exactly like a fingerprint, encoded into the very energies of the universe. It's the energetic recording of your soul's entire journey since its beginning.
So it's not some external database I need special clearance for. It's actually an intrinsic part of who I am.
Precisely. It is everything about you. It's all around you, and it's within you. It's everything you are, everything you have been, and all the potentials you're yet to become. It's described as this special field of energy that just permeates your entire being.
Not separate.
Not separate at all. An integral part of you. And critically, this is important. These are living, changing documents. They aren't static.
Oh.
As you change, as you heal, as you grow and evolve,
Mm-hmm.
your personal Akashic records are updated in real time to reflect those transformations.
That implies there's just this infinite amount of information you could explore.
Yeah.
Yourself, your relationships, your path.
Absolutely infinite. There's really no end to the insights you can potentially explore about yourself and about your relationships with others when you consciously work with the Akashic records.
Okay. And how is this information presented? Is it like getting a snark data readout?
No, not at all. And this is a really crucial point. The information is always presented to you, the tradition holds, in a loving and compassionate way. It comes from what's often called your divine spiritual family.
Divine spiritual family.
Yeah, benevolent, energetic aspects, maybe guides, angels, ascended masters, entities dedicated to supporting your spiritual growth. They're the ones facilitating the access, in a sense.
And these record keepers I've heard about, who are they? What's their role in all this?
Right, the record keepers. They're often described as specific energetic aspects that specialize in managing, you could say, the energy field of the Akashic records.
Yeah.
They're considered part of your divine spiritual family. Always there, always at your side, eagerly waiting to assist you on your journey.
Eagerly waiting. So why don't they just jump in and help?
Because of free will. This is central. Out of profound respect for your autonomy, your free will, they wait. They wait until you initiate the contact, until you ask for help.
So personal agency is absolutely key here. I have to be the one to knock on the door, so to speak.
Yes, exactly. The information you obtain, the insights you get from your Akashic records are believed to be a direct result of the questions you ask.
My questions guide them.
Your questions act as guides. They direct the record keepers, maybe other ascended masters involved, to the specific energetic space within the records that holds the answers you are ready to receive. That readiness is important too.
Ready to receive. So sometimes we might ask, but the timing isn't right.
That's the idea. Sometimes we think we're ready for certain deep insights, but maybe they'll only become truly clear, truly integrated at a later moment when we're more receptive, perhaps after other healing has occurred.
So it's really about asking the right questions, like knowing how to navigate this infinite library to find the exact piece of information you need right now. Can you give us an analogy for how that might work?
Yeah, think of it like an infinite apple orchard. Just trees stretching as far as you can see, laden with apples.
Yeah.
Each apple holds the key the essence of a different experience your soul has had.
Mm.
And each tree might represent a major theme you've explored across lifetimes, relationships, creativity, power, whatever it is.
Right.
When you seek specific information, your clear, focused question.
Yeah.
It's like telling the record keepers, I need an apple from that tree, the one about overcoming fear. And maybe even, I need that specific apple related to this current situation.
So the more precise the
The
question.
more targeted the insight they can retrieve for you, which in turn really facilitates your healing and growth because you're getting right to the relevant information.
And the healing potential that comes directly from this new awareness, from understanding the root cause.
Yes, exactly. The really profound potential for healing happens when you gain awareness of the core of an issue, the seed of knowledge and wisdom that's hidden inside that specific apple, that experience.
Just seeing it clearly can shift things.
Often, yes. Simply recognizing the root cause, bringing it into your conscious awareness, is enough to create a significant energetic shift. And that shift can result in healing, whether it manifests spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally. It can ripple through all levels. There's truly unlimited potential for healing when you consciously engage with the energy of your Akashic records.
And that healing sounds like it's really deeply tied to our own commitment, our own intention to heal.
Absolutely. It's not passive. The extent of the healing you experience is believed to be directly related to your level of commitment and your intent to heal yourself.
To want it.
You have to actively participate. Once you set that clear intention, I am ready to do my inner work, I am ready to heal, the record keepers and your whole divine team readily come forward to assist.
But they won't force it.
Never. Like all benevolent divine energies, they radiate unconditional love, they provide guidance when you ask. But again, respecting your free will is paramount. Your divine spiritual family would never interfere. You must initiate the connection. You have to ask for what you want or need. They're described as eagerly awaiting your initiation, ready to respond the moment you call.
So this isn't some exclusive gift. It's not reserved for a chosen few, the prophets or the saints.
That is the really empowering truth here. Having a strong, clear connection with your own inner wisdom, with your soul's records. It's more than just a gift. It's considered a divinely given right, inherent to all beings.
You don't have to earn it.
You don't have to earn it. It's accessible to everyone who takes the time to make it known, internally and maybe even externally through practice, that they desire that connection.
Okay.
As a co-creator of your reality, it's entirely up to you to initiate change in your life. And there are basically two steps. First, you have to ask for help, make that connection.
And second,
And this is absolutely crucial, you must be willing to act on the information you receive, to integrate the insights.
right, because if you just get the information and then do nothing, nothing fundamentally shifts, does it?
Exactly. You know that saying, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Yeah.
It's like that. Our divine family, our guides, they're believed to be sending us messages, guidance, nudges constantly, little seeds of light and knowledge.
Uh-huh.
It's up to us whether we acknowledge those seeds, water them, nurture them into wisdom, or whether through inaction or dismissal, we effectively squash them. That is the essence of free will in action.
So the main purpose isn't really to get mandates like you must do this. It's more about getting wisdom for personal growth.
Precisely. The main purpose for working in your Akashic records isn't about receiving rigid instructions on how to live your life. Not at all. Instead, it's about providing you with the information, the knowledge, the deeper wisdom you need to broaden your perspective, to see things from your soul's viewpoint, which then enables you to make healthier, more aligned choices for yourself.
So it supports evolution.
In essence, yes. Working consciously with the energy of the Akashic records provides you with the ultimate support system for profound personal and spiritual evolution.
It sounds like it offers a way to get right to the root of your deepest challenges, the things that keep tripping you up.
It really can. When you have that clear intent, I am ready to heal all aspects of my life, that's when your true inner work often begins. Spirit, or the universe, or your higher self, however you conceive it, responds to those requests for healing. It starts providing opportunities for growth.
Like when things push your buttons.
Exactly. Each time something comes up in your life that deeply challenges you, that really pushes your buttons. From this perspective, it's Spirit's way of providing you with a golden opportunity for profound growth.
And the difference now is?
The key difference now, if you're working with your records, is that you have this ability. You can choose to go into your records, explore that trigger, uncover the core issue behind it. Maybe it's from childhood, maybe even further back. Once you've brought that root cause into the light of your awareness, you can consciously begin the healing process right there.
And this whole journey, this conscious engagement, it ultimately leads towards a profound sense of completeness, wholeness.
That's the potential, yes. The record keepers, your guides, they're truly described as waiting with anticipation for you to embark on this personal and spiritual journey inward. Through your conscious connection with your Akashic records, with your divine spiritual family, the idea is you'll experience deeper and deeper levels of self-empowerment, self-awareness, self-direction.
Like coming home to yourself.
In a way, yes. Discovering the euphoria sometimes of going within to connect directly with your own divine source, your soul's wisdom. With each visit to your records, you have the potential to heal another piece of yourself. And with each healing, the aim is to feel more and more complete, more integrated, more whole.
It really ties it all together.
It's about understanding that past, present, and future, they aren't really separate. They're all intrinsically connected, shaping who we are right now, what we experience. The conscious choices we make now, they ripple out. They determine the responses of our futures.
So accepting responsibility is key.
We have to accept the actions we've taken, acknowledge their consequences, without judgment but with awareness, in order for us to truly move forward and consciously choose the path we want to be on.
Wow. What an incredible deep dive we've taken today into the Akashic records. I mean, we've journeyed from ancient wisdom, sacred texts.
Right through to groundbreaking, almost sci-fi sounding scientific theories.
Exactly. And explored these astonishing human experiences like Baba Vanga, Nostradamus, even simultaneous invention.
And then brought it right down to the personal level. This idea of the records as a profound, intimate tool for individual healing and growth.
It just fundamentally reframes how you might think about knowledge, about consciousness, even the very fabric of reality itself.
It really does.
And it leaves you with this really compelling thought, doesn't it? How much of what we perceive as truly original thought, or even those moments of just sheer luck, where an idea just pops into your head.
Yeah.
Could that actually be us, like Tesla, like Einstein felt, just momentarily tuning into that deeper universal information field?
What if every single time you have one of those aha moments,
Yeah.
you're not just thinking it up, but you're actually receiving it?
It really encourages us, I think, to look inward, to maybe ask deeper questions about where our inspirations, our intuitive insights truly come from.
Definitely.
So I really encourage you, everyone listening, to reflect on that. Think about your own intuitive insights, those sudden flashes of understanding you get sometimes, or that inexplicable knowing, that gut feeling.
Are they just random thoughts bubbling up? Or could they be whispers from a cosmic library, maybe even from your own personal record, just waiting for you to consciously tune in and access them?
Because the message here ultimately is that the power to tap into this potentially immense wellspring of information and to use it for your own personal evolution, it isn't some exclusive gift for the few.
It's presented as a divinely given right, available to you right here, right now.